Adult supervision is required for some of the very simple model making processes used in this video, but I'm pretty sure you're going to love this mod. Well, hi there everyone. There may have been a warning at the start of this video, and possibly the thumbnail is giving away where this video is going, but I think most of us will agree we're dealing with one of the greatest Thomas & Friends toys to hit the market for a very long time, if not the greatest. There is a Thomas Mini in all of its glory, and what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to strip this down to show you what's inside, and I think then you'll start to realize we're going to have some big Thomas & Friends fun. Well, the Thomas Minis, they're small, they're cute, they're collectible, they're fun, they are inexpensive, and they are held together with one screw which has that triangular head shape. You may recognize screwdriver bits like this. Well, somewhere hiding in here is what we need. Well, the one we're looking for isn't down here, it's actually up on the lid on this box here, and I think it's number 2, that one there. And if ever I'm going to enforce you need the correct tool for this job, it's this time. Okay, I'm going to hold Thomas very firmly on the side here. I'm going to come down with a screwdriver and be as straight as possible here, pushing down, and I'm going to turn very carefully because you don't want to strip the head of this screw, because you really only ever have one chance with the screw, and by being nice and careful and slow, the screw will come up and Thomas will fall apart into his various pieces. Okay, so Thomas is apart, and I'll tell you what, I got a bit of a surprise when I saw inside here for the first time. The wheels come off, the undercarriage is away, the running board comes away. Ooh, the faces come off there. There's a piece of metal in here which gives the toy some weight. There's like the rest of the toy, the plastic back, and there's the little face. And when I took a look at Thomas here, all broken up, it looks quite good, doesn't it? And I dare say everything here's got a purpose. There's a post on this part here. The weight's in a certain shape that fits down there. Little faceplate has got a little hole at the back that keys into another part. I wonder if we can swap the wheels and the face with another model. Well, let's give that idea a bash by using Dash and see what we can make. Well, I'm going to come in just like Thomas and pull Dash apart, and I can't stress how important it is to get this screw undoing correctly. You've got to press down as you're turning, and really if you strip this, you're gone. You only ever have one chance with these sorts of screws. And I think it's when I pulled the second model apart, we're dealing with Thomas & Friends toy gold in the way these toys are so similar. And you know what that means? That means we're going to make our own custom Thomas & Friends toys. Okay, now for the fun part. Well, I'm going to grab Thomas's undercarriage here, but I'm going to grab Dash's wheels. Oh yeah, in they go. Remembering the orientation of these trains, the little numbers here and the name is at the rear, and I've got a funny feeling the peg on the running board is at the rear, so let's put Thomas's running board on there. We don't want to be too crazy in our first one. The weight used in a lot of these toys is exactly the same, so we'll put that piece in next. Next I'll grab Thomas's body and Dash's face, and the revelation here is that different parts from different trains all line up, and then the magic is about to happen. And in almost classic leokimvideo style, if we hold everything in the right spot and we get the planets to line up, we're going to have one absolutely stunning, dashing Thomas the Tank. Well, next is the important bit to get that screw back into Dash Thomas, and I use a bit of blue tack on the end of the driver there, and that's going to help me hold the screw to get it down into place. Trust me. It's a reverse procedure to get that screw back in. Hold the model nice and firmly on the side. That's really important. Get that screw right center there and get it started just slowly initially, then press firmly down, because we don't want to lose the spot that the screwdriver has keyed into that screw. Like I said, you only really get one chance with these sorts of screws, and you just keep pressing firmly down and turning, and remember, just keep right on top of it. Don't skew off to the side, and take your time. Don't rush this part, and you'll feel the model start to tighten up and come together. Where my thumbs are, I can feel the model coming together, and it's a matter of feeling for when, okay, that's it, it's tight. Take the screwdriver away, and there is our dashing Thomas all screwed up, and it looks spectacular. And on the flip side, we're going to put this together as well. And I'll probably do some funky speed build here. By the time you see it on the video, maybe it'll be scrapped. Who knows? A lot of stuff that I shoot ends up being scrapped. It's like that, but I also make a lot of mistakes, I've realised. But you know that. But hey, making mistakes is cool. I made a living out of it. Oh yeah. Now there's a different sort of dash. Looks very Thomas-y. So everyone, please welcome the new twins on Sodor, Thomas Dash and Dash Thomas. And I guarantee to you those two pesky twins are going to cause a lot of confusion and delay. When I saw that this could be done very easily, it actually reminded me back, years back, when people used to do mash-ups of the early Taken plays. Back when some of the models had screws underneath and they weren't too hard to pull apart. But these days they're designed not to be pulled apart, but it's actually quite easy to do this quite radical modification and get some very, very funky combinations coming along. But that's just two examples. I've actually been a very busy boy and I've got a whole bunch more to show you. Well, to kick off, here's Thomas, and what I did was I gave him a white running board and I ripped that off Paxton. So diesel parts do mix with steamies, but not all the parts. Some of the face areas are different. There's a normal Thomas to be reminded of how he looks stock standard, and there is my modded one. What's your thoughts there? If I had maybe the red coupling area and that buffer area red, it would look stunning, wouldn't it? But I think just getting that white running board is, well, a change. Next up is our modded neon Toby, and you're probably thinking, well, what have you done different? It looks all bright and gay still. Well, if I show you the normal version of him, there he is there. I thought it'd look a bit better if I changed the colour of the wheels and brightened up the undercarriage area there. So tell me your thoughts. Which one do you prefer? The ultra neon that I've modded, or just the standard neon? I think both look pretty cool, but it's really nice that you can pull these apart and swap bits around. Well, this next one is possibly my favourite. It's the racing Gordon. I've got to think here. And I've put Victor's hero face on there. Oh, the indignity! Someone's made me look like a bank robber! And I just think it's a classic. I think this elevates this toy right up there to our top peg Thomas and Friends toy. Just to let you be reminded, that's what the normal Gordon looks like, and it's stunning. I mean, there's the one that jumped at it. I mean, I've got the Thomas and Friends goosebumps going on right now. But every time I see this Gordon, but it's fantastic. I just think it's gold. I mean, how could you not love a bank robber styled Gordon? You gotta love it. Come on, you gotta love it. Well, there's always a flip side in life, isn't there? Oh, the double indignity! Someone's made me in charge of the steamworks, and it's not my place. And I'm not a hero with a cape either. Oh. But that's how that looks, and I think I changed the colour of the wheels. There is the Victor hero. It looks like something out of Batman and Robin gone wrong. But I mean, when I saw that, it gave me a laugh, and you put Gordon's face on that, and it just, I don't know, these are just great toys to mash up. They are perfect for mashing up. Well, the next one is Racer Bill, and you're probably thinking, well, Leo, you haven't changed the thing, but haha. I think I've lifted this and made it look better, because if I bring in how he originally looked, ta-da! Okay, so I've actually brightened him up. I've given him a white, I think that was from Paxton again. It's basically Paxton's running plate there and wheels to really lift him up. And I think it's an improvement, at least. Well, it's a custom, isn't it? And hey, you may have your say in this as well. Which one do you prefer? That Racer Bill there, or the one that I've modded? Come on, I know Mattel are watching, please be nice to me. Well, it's not easy being green, and it's not easy being old, because we know Steven's an old character, don't we? Well, he's right there at the start. And I've thought, well, if I give him some green wheels, it's just going to give him a bit of a facelift. Here is the original model there. And I think, actually, I've changed the face. Have I put a different face in there? Have I done that? What do you think? I think I have. I think it looks different. Is it? Well, you tell me who it is. Okay, I think I know. I think number 3 is a clue. I hope. But hey, you know, I think this is the gold and the real glory of these little toys, for the fact you can make some stunning little mashups. And if you need a proof that I've basically lost it in doing this, this is probably the model. There's a few models here. It's the wrapped up mummified Percy, which is a great one. It's a different running board from someone else. It's 2 different coloured wheels. I mean, you can go absolutely crazy. This is just the beginning of something huge, I hope. There's a normal Henry, what it looks like. So I don't know where that blue running board came from. It might have been a neon Toby. I don't know. There's the wrapped up. I think it looks great. The wrapped up mummified Percy. One of my favourites. But, I mean, I'm just showing you the fun. And it's the capital F on the fun with this one. With these little toys. Hi me hearties. Someone's been fooling with the loot on this one. I think it's Bert's face. It's a salty body there. It's the wrapped up Percy's wheels. I don't know whose running plate it is, but it's Percy's undercarriage. Well, there, undercarriage there. It's just mashed up. I love it. It's you know, this is the new fun way to get off the apps, guys. I said start playing with the toys, please. Me hearties. Well, I'm actually starting to lose the plot. Is it Bert's body? Salty's pirate face. And yeah, Salty's undercarriage and who knows wheels. I mean, who knows? It's just terribly messed up, but hey, I like it like that. Well, the next one is Paxton. You can tell that by looking at the face. I probably said Diesel in the other one or something. Probably said something wrong because I'm always making mistakes, but I made one change to this model and it has... Well, it was awesome before I made the change and I've made it even more awesome. I should show you the original Paxton. There he is there. It's a chilly one, I think, because he's got the rosy cheeks there. The chilled out Paxton. And I just thought, what if you just cut colour through the middle of it and make it, you know, well, stand out a bit more. And that's what I've done. Sometimes you change one thing and you got something totally different. Well, the next two come as a bit of a themed pair. Let me look at the Paxton first. And very simply what I've done here is I've got a red, white and blue colour scheme going on here. And it's, I think I've ripped Thomas's wheels there, the running plate from probably a Thomas there, Paxton's top. Yeah, it's Thomas's undercarriage. And very simple change, but you get the red, white and blue thing jumping out at you. And here is a Thomas of the same sort of theme. Red wheels from someone, Paxton's undercarriage. Am I right there? Yep. And just the Thomas body. And I think that really does pop out more than that. Okay, there's the original mini Thomas there versus the red, white and blue scheme. Because I know that red, white and blue is very popular in toy collecting. And I thought, wow, it's so easy to do because the minis are just so fantastic to swap, change and make awesome, very custom, beautiful toys. And there's one other thing I've done because I've seen what people are saying in the comments of my first minis video, and it's a fairly simple little mod. Here they are here. Let me show you. Well, it looks like I've grabbed Stephen's undercard here and Bert's, who knows what running plates it's from, but I basically just glued them together. There's no screw here because people are saying, well, where's the rolling stock and all this, Leo? Well, I've made some very simple rolling stock. And that peg there actually suits a Lego brick. If you push it down there, you can actually get a Lego brick on there, even though that's a Mega Bloks brick. Don't tell anyone. But you can make little bits of rolling stock for your Thomas and Friends minis. Yay! And with all the other Frankenstein chop-ups looking on, let's give our little train with its rolling stock a bit of a run. And I think that's a winner, but hey, the audience is going to tell me if it is or if it isn't. And because these have got that peg sticking up, you can actually poke on other things on these bits of carriage here. You guess what I'm going to put on? You guessed it, the Trashies. And of course, Thomas is going to be a nice tank engine and give the Trashies a bit of a spin. And I know that children play like this. They love to mash toys together. And they love things that are funky and look cool. And I think the Thomas Minis are right up there at the #1 spot. This is one Thomas trashing that's going to be very popular. Well, some of you may remember the grand old days on leokimvideo when I used to do funky stuff. Well, hopefully I'm getting back to that. And it was quite often I do mods to Thomas toys and they were popular. These are some of the more recent ones that I've done. And it was one of those things, a little bit of careful file work and you were there. Going right back in history, I was doing things like that to the Pez Thomases, putting USBs in there, and somehow I squeezed into one of those. Remember that amazing feat? But doing this mod here with these minis is actually very easy once you get the correct screwdriver to undo these toys. That's the secret to doing it. I'm yet to go through and show you a size comparison of the Thomas Minis versus some other very popular toys, and I think you get a surprise about the size of the Thomas Mini, let's say versus the miniature Erdl, and let's say a Hot Wheels car. And the other burning question I hear is, Leo, well, show us a track system that suits the Thomas Minis. Well, it's actually one that I've had in my workshop here for a long time, but I've never showed it on YouTube. Let me clear this off the table and let me show you. Well, shock horror, guys. This is the TOMY version of the Chuggington diecast track. This system is actually very good, but for some reason it never picked up with sales. These were being dumped in Australia for very little. I don't see them on the shelves too often now, but this set is perfect for the Thomas Minis. The Chuggington diecast system had a new track that TOMY developed, and it needed it because the original track was an epic fail, as I showed in the video a long time ago. It's a great system. It builds up like Lego in a sense, although it's a larger scale than Lego, but for the fact you can build it up, you can get some very interesting layouts going on, and the Thomas Minis are really perfect on here. For the fact it plays more like a road is important because, as I showed in another video, these Thomas Minis have very poor clearance underneath. Let's give this trashed out train a bit of a spin. Well, the Trashies were an epic fail at the back there, but my customised Thomas has made it. I might just try that again. A little bit embarrassing after the Trashies trashed me then. Let me just try it with these building blocks here. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, whoa! We've had a couple of carriages lost, but Thomas got to the end here. That one's broken away there, and we've got one stuck back up here. Let me clear the rails of carnage and just let me get a couple of characters to run down the slope here. Okay, here's a very mixed up, messed up railroad of characters because they got the weights in it that might be more successful. Okay, here we go. Whoa! Oh, what a train wreck, but it looks spectacular. But that's the sort of fun that children love to have. Let's just try two characters and see what goes on. There's a bit of a helicopter shot. Here we go. Whoa! Whoa! They're decoupled again, and well, the mashed up Thomas there has won. And the salty bear has, well, let's say, been left behind. Well, that's what I've worked out. Boys and girls are probably going to ramp up sales of these TOMY Chuggington playsets now. They needed a bit of help, I think. Let's do one more before we go. Okay. Whoa! Oh no! There's been a big stack up, but it looked fantastic. Well, it was like the classic days on leokimvideo. It was like a trip back in time, and I can't help myself. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Whoa! Well, there's one guarantee from me. You'll never see that on Soda Island.